So this is the van as it is today. There's no more cabinetry, no furniture, and everything's ripped out, including this one awkward wall over here. The carpet was never going to stay in here. It was always going to come out. We were always going to redo it. But for me, at least, this has been the scariest part because I don't know what's under it. I don't know what we're going to find. I know that the floor doesn't heave largely, but I've already found a small hole behind the wheel well. And this is also kind of the point of no return when it comes to the demo of this thing. As soon as the carpet is out of here, this stops being a camper van and it starts just being a regular van with a tall roof on it. So today the carpet's coming out. This is when we really commit to this. So I'm terrified, but excited. I know Morgan's super excited. She hates this carpet and she wants it out of here regardless of what might be under it. So we'll get to it, I guess. We got to take a couple of the side panels off. I think that's really mostly what's holding the carpet in, but we'll find out soon enough. So, you know where the drill is?
No.
Find the drill. And then we'll get to it.
Then we'll get to it, yeah.
Let's get to it, I guess. So,
hi.
I'm a little relieved. It appears that when they did the conversion, they put rubber mats underneath most of it, which seems to have saved 90% of the metal. Yeah, so the worst parts are around the wheel wells. So right here is a little wet. I think that's actually mostly from us. I think the air conditioning unit was venting a little bit of water there. And then obviously this hole, but there's a bit of surface rust here, but nothing too crazy. Ooh, there's a couple of like nails sticking up through the ground, so be careful when you walk with like flats.
Hey, at least I'm not wearing flip-flops.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Thank fucking God. I feel like a pressure washer.
Yeah, I think so.
So what do you want to do about that? Do we want to take this carpet out, take this cardboard off, and then go for a car wash and just make sure we don't get this too bad?
Yeah, that probably would be best.
You were saying?
Okay, so we're taking this to get the car wash, to like pressure wash it, and as you
you can tell, it is quite noisy, even though there's no insulation on the floor now anymore.
There's an exhaust leak where the muffler is, which is like right in the middle of the van, so it's a lot more prevalent now. Alright, we gotta talk about this. There's a hole in our floor. Now, it's time we had a bit of a realistic chat about this thing. This van was very cheap. So cheap, in fact, that I am grateful that this is the only hole that I've found. There are right ways to do rust repair. There are righter ways to do rust repair. And then there's the way I'm going to do this. The rightest way would be to cut out all the rust, weld in new metal, and do some, rust sealing. Here's the thing. You can probably kind of see it, but it's actually rotted through the bottom of the floor of the wall here too. This is a mess. I know a welder. I talked to him about doing this. And I ultimately decided that for what this van is, it is not worth it, because the reality of the situation is that this van is going to continue to rust. Slowly, considering we won't drive it very much. It'll never get driven in winter, but it will continue to rust. And in case you haven't noticed, the body of this isn't great either. So there's a few things that I really care about when it comes to this van. The main one is making sure water doesn't get in. This is a really bad spot for water to get in. So I'm going to make sure water doesn't get in. Am I going to seal this properly? It'll be sealed. Depends on your definition of properly. No, probably not. So I've been hemming and hawing, and it's why you haven't seen interior videos, is because I needed to do this before I did anything else. And I've been trying to figure out what I wanted to do with this. And I've decided to just go with the option, which is use whatever I can find to seal this floor. I don't imagine anyone will get upset. I imagine there may be some critiques, some suggestions, and I'm open to all of them. But this will be done. So I'm going to do what I got to do.
would I do that?
I don't know. How does-
I understand the misperception though. That would you hit too?
Yeah. That's what I
Oh
did.
fuck!
How does that fit in there? Pretty good.
It's a little long.
Yeah, I want to just cover all
Because
the...
that thing, whatever that is. Yeah, that'll patch that up really good, I think. Something's happening.
I use this to pull up on it, but oh.
Well, there you go. Beauty.
Perfect. Love that.
Alright. You try drilling?
Yeah.
It's good and tight. Okay.
That's the ladybug. Yeah, I think that was the consensus, was the cobalt ones don't wear as fast
That could
when you're using
Versus
them on
what?
metal, titanium. Just like what we
I
got
don't
now.
know. I don't know about that. I think titanium would be better, wouldn't it?
I think it's on metal and metal.
Maybe.
Titanium works better on like. Yeah.
Apparently.
Not really. Feels like it just kind of.
camera.
Let's try it. Right, that does make way more sense. Pretty serious, eh?
Where it's supposed to go, and I'm gonna try and get right to the edges here. It's gonna squish up too.
Yeah.
So I'm just winging this.
Yeah.
For all you out there in YouTube land, you don't know what I'm doing really. Because I do want it to spill over like that, eh?
Yeah.
Maybe let's have a look from underneath, see what it looks like.
Should be,
Oh, there it is. Oh yeah.
oh yeah. Kind of interesting. Okay, so it's steel stick. So you mush it up. I can smell it, and it starts to get warm. I guess there's a hardener. Oh, fuck, it stinks. There's a hardener and a bonding agent in there. but I thought this might work halfway decent for sealing up these two. Stick into my gloves. I mean, it's doing something. We'll see. I'll let it harden. I think it takes overnight, but I don't know. Find out. All right, it's a couple days later. This is hard as a rock. So is that. Looks like it's sealing up really well. Couldn't find my angle grinder, but I think this chisel should honestly be able to do the trick. Did the trick. Next step is use the belt sander, the orbital sander. An orbital sander, and I got some 180 grit finishing sandpaper sheet. And we will see how this goes, I guess. Alright, I'm wearing a mask just for the rust dust, because I foresee it getting everywhere, and although this thing is a bag, I have no idea what kind of shit this thing is going to throw up, so see how this goes, I guess. Holy fuck. I should have used this shit on my truck. Why was I using a little palm orbital sander? Hey, to my homie Destin, if you're watching this, I love you. Thank you so much for letting me use your palm orbital. This thing fucks though. Alright, let's get through it. So it's just destroying the sheets, but kind of expected that, to be honest. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep going until it's mostly squared away and all the real roughness is gone. And then once that's all as good as I can get it, I'm going to paint over it with some Rust-Oleum, like rust and steel paint. I mean, at the end of the day, this is only going to get so good. I'm really just trying to get the roughness and the existing rust kind of sanded away. So, you know what? Here, let me mount this and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is my truck. So, it's an old Toyota. The bumpers were really rusty. I'm sure I'll be able to throw a picture up, but I painted over this. We did the same thing. We used an orbital sander, sanded it down, used rust converter, primered it, painted it with this undercoating type stuff, and then paint matched it. Now, from real close, you can tell that I did that, but these spots are from 1.5 years ago, almost 2 years ago, and they are already coming through. So, if we go over to the front, it's the same deal over here. So from this far away, you can't really tell, but you can see where it was really bad. These pieces were coming out. So I imagine the same sort of thing will happen up to here, except for the difference is that's exposed to the elements. This is not. Also, I really, really care about that truck. I care a little bit less about this thing. So again, to recap, sand the roughness out, clean it up, wash it off, let it dry, and then paint it so that it covers it up. And then that way I know what it's going to do. I know it's going to seal the rust in. It's still going to rust. I'm aware of that, but subfloor will be going on top of this, so I don't care as much. Just wanted to get this stuff out of the way and then carry on. So. Doesn't really look like much. It's smoothed down a bit, sanded down a bit. This is, you know, best effort. That hole up here, that one was always there. That one came by, so I think I'm gonna smooth that over a bit, but gotta give everything a wipe down with a wet rag, and then I'm going to paint over some of the crappier spots. Give it a light tape job and just get close. Hope for lack of overspray. I know this isn't the best way to do this, but you know, it is the way I'm doing it. Well, this is rust paint. Paints over metal and rust. Obviously, this is not the rightest way to do this. I think, again, with a lot of things that goes without saying, but okay, here we go. Alright guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. I have been prouder of a lot of things that I've spray painted, but it looks like this because I'm not doing the whole floor, I'm just doing the spots. This was just the worst. So just kind of covered up as much as I could. Yeah, I'll let it dry overnight, let the aerosol air out a little bit. I ran out of paint, so the rest of the spots are gonna have to wait for another day. But I mean, it you know, covered it. That's what's important. That's what I was trying to do. So I just gotta keep remembering that no one is ever gonna have to see this except for me and you guys, I guess. But you know. Okay, so I'm gonna let this dry for a little bit. I got most all the spots that are on the floor at least, which is what's getting worked on next. So we'll let this dry and air out for a minute, and then get back to it in a minute. There's a couple spots I kind of got to deal with. You can see daylight through there. So wanted to get the paint down so I could clearly see it, get it covered. We'll go from there. Under the van. There really is not a lot of headroom under here, hey?
Nope.
Where did that come down again? Oh, there it is. You guys, I'm gonna unalive myself, babe.
Why?
At the back door, there's a black screwdriver with a bunch of bits on it.
Mm-hmm.
Can you bring that to me, please?
Of course. Acquired. There you go.
And I'll do a little shot under here too, if that's okay. So, I came up from over here, and along here, and here, and then it goes over there, and then it goes around, and it goes all the way up there, so got some work ahead of me.
What are you doing?
Just hanging out, you know, laying around. You know, being the young skinny guy, it's really getting old. You gotta start fattening me up or something so I don't fit under cars anymore. the rest of this. I hate that there's just stuff in there. And you know what? I'm just gonna leave that. I'm just gonna leave that in there, and I'm just gonna unscrew the wire from it. People on the internet be like, this idiot doesn't know how to use 10 snips either, or what? All the wood we need. No plan. We can get to it. So just mocking it up and getting some of the insulation sheets cut out. This is gonna make sense in a little bit here.